Hey everybody, welcome back to the TO Desk. I am Shib, I am your host as always, and we are on episode number 7. This episode we are coming at you live in the middle of our Guilty Gear Strive weekend for Winter Gaiden, and we do want to give you a little bit of an update on the results so far and a preview of what's to come. So that's going to be on our topic list tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. And this should be out a little bit ahead of our EU tournament, which will be at 8 a.m. Pacific time, if I'm not mistaken. And after that, we have a couple of tournament scene announcements, so particularly about Evo, and which we will get to in a moment. I'm sure everybody's seen it. We'll discuss the Evo announcement show, as well as some updates from games. There's been a surprising amount of news in the realm of fighting games these past week and a half. 2 weeks. It's been kind of a very flurry of little things here and there on top of some one or two very big announcements. Then we're going to look further ahead into the next weekend of Winter Gaiden. As always, I am joined by Daryl. Hey, Daryl, how you doing?
Yeah, what's good?
Corin.
I'm all right.
And Osu is back. How you doing, Osu?
We
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's talk today and yesterday. So we are coming at you tonight on Saturday, February 26th. This is going to be out on the morning of the 27th. And we've gone through 3 of our tournaments so far in Winter Gaiden. So our Guilty Gear Strive weekend was the first. Southeast Asia kicked this off with Seo taking first place with May Happy Chaos. And then a very interesting grand finals, which was a Happy Chaos mirror into a last-minute chip pick by Psychrosis. Unfortunately, Psychrosis did not make the last-minute character switch work. Finished in second place still. That was a knocked out of top 8 winners into losers run to grand finals into reset. So that was a tremendously hard-fought battle. Really great kickoff bracket. Could not have asked for better. Also, today, we had South America kick us off on our Saturday events. Congrats to Illusions, the chip player, for taking first place on that one. And Brazil rang 31 with the Gold Lewis pick, tying that one up. These brackets were huge. Saturday, our Saturday events, which was Friday night for us in Pacific time, was 57 participants for SEA. 51 for South America and 74 for Brazil. So those were some long tournaments and very, very nice participation rate too. That was really surprising and really great. So I did want to give us that update. We are going to be going into Guilty Gear Strive Europe, and then North America is going to be closing us off. That is going to be at 4 p.m. UTC for Europe and 4 p.m. PST Pacific Time for North America. Again, our central stream where you can watch every single one of these events is on twitch.tv/956productions. Does any of you, or do any of you, have a particular favorite that you guys watched so far? Any highlight moments?
I
I
would
guess I'll
definitely
go ahead, Usa. Go ahead.
yeah, I'd definitely say Brazil had me the most with all of the games being hella close to top. Like almost every single game. Ooh, they had me really just like, damn, son. Like and like y'all all out here really wanting.
Oh yeah, they are. I think the highest participation, the highest registration number in every region, Brazil. So that is obviously a testament to how hungry they are and how welcome they are to online competition. Daryl, what do you think?
Yeah, so I wanted to chime in saying that one of the big motivators for me for organizing Winter Gaiden was just like how poorly the South American scene got shafted with Evo last year and with those online
Oh
qualifiers.
yeah.
So I hope we did that entire region right by hosting our event and doing what we can to help elevate that scene up to higher heights.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Something that I did want to mention there is that if you look at the top eights Strive, you'll see a lot of players who were in the Evo Guilty Gear Strive online event, because that was all one region, right? So
Hmm.
you'll see them like kind of spread up, how they would like to have it, and that shows the level of composition that was there. That there were Evo level players, in the pools, participating, really looking for all the competition they could. So that was really great. We are ecstatic to have the participation of the South American community, uh, including the Brazil region, right? And doing right by that is really important to us. So we try to get, we try to pick from the people. So Lag Fighter Chile and Zate have done a really good job of organizing the region and getting us, the right people, the right language support, the right regional breakdowns. So we got a lot of positive feedback, and we hope to continue that trend because we are working with our partners for the next 2 weekends.
Hmm.
So that's what we've got for Guilty Gear Strive so far. The next episode is going to be out in 2 weeks, so we're gonna be
Close to
wrapped.
wrapping up.
Yeah, we're gonna be wrapped. We're gonna be wrapped. Yeah, we're gonna be on our last day when this drops, the next episode. So I'm sure we'll have plenty more to talk about then. Moving on, we'll talk about the future at the end of the show. But moving on, let's talk about other news outside of our bubble. I guess not too far out of our bubble. Evo is live again. And their first kind of move after announcing that Rick the Hotto, of Combo Breaker fame, was the new general manager, is they announced the date of the Evo 2022 announcement show. It is going to be on March 8th at 5 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/Evo. And they let us know in advance. I'm going to read it verbatim. We want to let you know in advance that Super Smash Bros. Will not be making a return appearance. So, in the interest of presenting this accurately, I'm just going to keep reading. Since 2007, we've seen historic Super Smash Bros. Moments created at EVO's events. We are saddened that Nintendo has chosen not to continue that legacy with us this year. In the future, we hope to once again celebrate the Super Smash Bros. Community alongside them. So there will be an announcement show, and there will be no Smash at this announcement show, and there will be a lineup that does not consist of a Nintendo game in any capacity, I assume. So if you're thinking Pokken or ARMS, dispel yourself of this illusion
Bro,
now.
you're telling me that Wii Boxing is not going to get announced next week?
Please. I need them to, man. Competitive Wii boxing. That Mario Strikers game did look kind of tight, though.
Bro, I need a reason to bring out these Nintendo nunchucks, bruh.
I have nunchucks right over here. They're
Bro,
not.
the new Wii Sports has kendo.
Oh,
Yeah, it
that
does.
sounds
Does
sick,
it does
actually.
have kendo?
I literally, when I saw that on the Nintendo Direct, I was like, yo, for Evo? When? Why not? Put it in there. Who cares? Sure, you guys will like it more than Smash. So yeah.
I mean, but in all honesty, though, like I actually enjoyed like all the years that Smash actually was like a highlighted participant of the Evo lineup. Like almost every year there was like some bangers, especially coming out of the Melee brackets, because like the storylines for Melee every year at Evo has always been like, who among like the gods of Melee is gonna triumph this year, and it was like for the most part like that win the Evo titles, they were mad spread out, almost like when Marvel 3 was in the Evo lineup. It was almost like every top player in Melee's history got a chance to taste the grand final stage. So like I'm happy of the times that we had Melee on like at Evo. There's definitely a lot more community ran events that highlight Melee, highlight Ultimate, and highlight all bunch of kinds of different side events that involve like Smash Bros. Or even like other platformers, honestly. So like I attribute this to Sony owning the Evo name right now, and that kind of partnership is pretty tumultuous. But we'll see what happens out of this lineup announcement in a couple days from now.
Yep. I do want to I do want to like present a couple of different factors here because a lot of people approach this from a lot of different angles. So it does say, right? It does say that Nintendo has chosen not to continue the legacy. It means that there was a discussion where
Mm-hmm.
the organizers had to get broadcasting rights for Super Smash Bros, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if you're not,
That was
if
a
you're not
problem in
familiar
a
with
previous
that,
year.
yeah, exactly. If you're not familiar with this, right? If you are, running your local, you can play whatever game you want, right? And you can even stream it, and nobody's gonna give you any shit for that, right? But when you're talking about an event like Evo, you have to go to Bandai Namco, Capcom, NetherRealm or WB in that case. You have to go to all these people and say, "Hey, we're gonna stream this to like 100,000 people. Is that okay?"
Cool with that?
Yeah. And
Don't
normally
forget
it's
TV rights
okay.
too.
I'm sorry?
Don't forget the TV rights too, because in the last couple of years, Evo has been on ESPN,
Oh,
and
yep, that too.
Smash has been on a very different channel.
Oh
They
yeah,
had like
Disney Plus.
Disney
Yeah.
TV, yeah.
Disney
Oh, I had
TV.
no idea. Wow, okay, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to secure broadcasting rights for the games that you're going to run. And what I can only assume happened is that they had a plan, right? Either I mean, we don't know if they plan to bring back Melee, right? We don't know what that proposal looked like, but one assumes that they made a proposal to Nintendo, say, "Hey, Nintendo, we're gonna run Super Smash Bros. Is that okay? Are you gonna sue us if we stream this?" And one of two things can happen there. They can say, "Don't do it. We're gonna take legal action if you do," or, and this is what I think is more likely, they said, "Sure, here's the rate that you have to pay us." And they went back and they asked themselves, "Is that rate worth it?" No. So those two things can happen. And this has happened. That rate that I'm discussing is you literally will have to pay them for the permission to do so. And this is not like a Nintendo thing. I've heard about this from Bandai. I've heard about this from Dragon Ball Fighters events where they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to pay us like a very high broadcasting fee if you want to stream Dragon Ball." Like stuff like that. And I mean, I do want to say, like, I feel like if Nintendo is the kind of company that would say no just because of the relationship to Sony, but I feel that the interests of the new Evo management, which includes Sony but is not exclusive to Sony. Remember that there is another company here called Endeavor, right, which is an events production company. They don't sell game consoles. They don't sell video games. That is not in their interest. They want to run an event that is going to be watched by a lot of people, participated by a lot of people. They want to have a successful event, right? They want the big games. So I don't think that the Evo organization was somehow impeded from seeking the broadcasting rights for Smash or any way influenced in doing that. But it's very likely that either they were outright refused or they were given a very bad sort of deal on the broadcasting rights, which, there's going to be a lot of other Smash events this year. I mean, like, there's a lot of takes here. Like, some people, there's always that old, Smash doesn't need Evo, Evo doesn't need Smash. I actually saw that a couple of events announced like hours after that, like Super Smash Con. That's an East Coast event, but it is announced now. They announced the same day. VG Bootcamp is, I'm not totally clear on this. I saw like a tweet. It seems like a last minute decision that they're delaying one of their events to the weekend of Evo or like the usual weekend of Evo. Because bear in mind, we don't know the date this year, but like the usual weekend.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. We will.
Not until the announcement date.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet, but they pushed it towards a weekend that is probably going to be Evo, like first weekend, like first or second weekend.
We could only estimate that like if Evo is going to maintain like its history of like dates when it did a live event, it's probably going to happen sometime around like August, maybe September. So somewhere in that late summer like time zone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that
when everyone's off work, and also vacations in the hot place of Vegas are typically cheaper.
Do we miss those 100 degree excursions into Las Vegas?
Excursion? I live here. What do you mean? I was like,
It's still an excursion.
I don't get to travel into the heat. I live in the heat. Y'all
Bro,
the
I feel like
y'all have
anytime
the
you go
choice.
outside in summer in Vegas counts as an excursion.
Y'all.
The objective marker pops up and it just says survive.
It's a free. It's a free stamina workout where your stamina is will you die or not from
Bruh.
potentially overheating.
Dude, it's like in Monster Hunter where you go into like a volcano, you gotta drink the cold drink before you get up in there.
Yeah, it's just like
does
that.
the Vegas heat technically count as like a FromSoft style poison swamp? You're just
Yes.
taking damage
No,
constantly.
it's like the Breath of the Wild heat zone. The
Oh yeah. You're right. It is a Breath of the Wild reference.
yeah. From Software is being too nice to them. So yeah. So I guess whatever Evo looks like this year, there will be no Smash Bros. I assume that also means, well, I don't assume this. I don't know what this means for any BYOC plan that they have. I don't know if this means that there will be a side event.
So
I
my
assume no.
my experience is that like typically like if there's no Smash game at Evo, there's probably not going to be any Smash like side tournaments happening.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, like those Smash players, they're not gonna play. Like, there's a very few amount that have crossover from Smash Bros into any other fighting games, and like, yeah, if your main game is Smash and there's only like, and your highlight's gonna be like the BYOC like side. I get a lot of people, bro. I'm sorry.
My prediction right now is that Nick Brawls is going to be on the lineup.
Ooh, I like this.
That's a spicy.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I forgot about that game just because of the fact that it kind of came out.
What if
and then
Nickelodeon
disappeared.
comes back though, saying that you can't?
You know
these
what?
are the streaming rights, and you gotta pay up for Nigel Thornberry and Avatar, bruh.
No, you gotta pay per IP
the developers
in the game.
were very clear that they wanted to get voice acting from those characters in the game, and Nick did not give them either the permission or the resources to do so. So I don't know. I mean, at least the way I see it, like New Evo is very focused on publisher support. Like they would not do something that the publisher would not be in on. And the publisher for Nick Brawl is Game Mill, and they're very like open to collaborating, and I'm sure they would say yes. They did a bunch of events with people who went from Smash to Nick Brawl. They put money in the pot for Genesis, which I don't think has happened yet.
No, it got delayed.
Yeah, they put money in the pot for Genesis 8, I think it is. They've put in money in the pot for online tournaments. I expect that it's on the table, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Brawl were to come back for Evo. But you know what? Yeah, I'll let that sit until March 8th. I don't really have any.
You know what? So when's our next show? Like, are we gonna have a show after the announcement?
Yeah, it's next week, so it's gonna be.
Okay. So let's have some fun with this, right? Like, what do you guys predict is gonna be the lineup?
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
a spice. This is a spicy topic. I like it.
It's really spicy, especially with we have a game or two that still haven't released yet, which are definitely potentially going to be on the lineup.
Oh,
like
that sounds
DNF.
horrible.
Yeah, like DNF should drop soon enough where that's probably going to be on the lineup. Still doing like early August to late August dates. So DNF should definitely be on the lineup. That's it.
All right. I'm gonna go type in our chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's type in the chat. Like let's put out some games, and then we'll just put some emotes, and then we'll discuss this, right?
Okay.
So what do we think is gonna be for sure? Like Street Fighter 5, yeah.
Yeah. Street Fighter 5. Yeah.
Tekken.
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
Where do we go from here?
Okay.
Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Strive, and then I
Strive?
would say that DNF is guaranteed on the lineup.
You think DNF is guaranteed? I have one
I
that I
guarantee.
don't
I
think is
think it's
going to
guaranteed.
make it, and I want to ask. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Do we think Under Night is coming back? What do we
This
think
is
about
a hard. This is a hard one. The
This is
reason
Here's
why
the thing.
the
They have a
big
new
thing.
game.
Yeah, the big
Yeah,
thing is
Melty's
that
out.
MBTL is out, so I definitely feel that TL will take Under Nights.
So okay, so we think TL is gonna make it. Do we affirm
I think
that
TL has a greater chance of getting to Evo over Under Night, which pains me because like Under Night had this really sick momentum going into every Evo.
Yeah.
Like the first, like its Evo debut, that was amazing. Like how we went from a 200-man side tournament into Evo side stage 5 years after after Under Night came out. Like ST came out, so it was like, all right, cool. They announced Under Night. They announced what you call it? They announced the latest title,
CLR.
and then they were like, COVID happened. Not happening now.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think there's no way that KOF 15 won't be an Evo.
Yeah, KOF 15.
True.
will be there.
KF has to be
KO
in.
15's in it. Yeah, it's not even a question.
Okay. What about any NRS game? MK11.
I think one will be announced.
You think one will be announced,
Sure.
but you don't think one will be there? Do you think one will be there? Do you think there will be an MK11 bracket?
I don't think there's gonna be a bracket.
Okay, that is interesting.
I feel like
Um,
they'll have some NRS game there. NRS isn't going to have a year come through where they don't have their game on there if they're planning on announcing something even.
Yeah, because the thing is,
How
like,
big
that's
is
just
the
the way
main-
NRS
okay,
wants to do
We
promo.
gotta hold on. Evo. Hold on. How many games is on Evo's main lineup usually?
It's usually
It's usually 8
eight.
to 9.
Usually 8. Yeah.
It's usually
Rarely
8.
9.
Okay, so it's usually 8. So we got Street Fighter 5. That's 1, 2, 3. So Tekken 7, Strive, KOF 15.
Plus, Warner Brothers
4.
had like they were announcing some sort of like crossover multiverse game at some point, or there was like
Multiverses? Yeah,
big
but that's
rumors
not-
of that.
That's not out.
Yeah. But if they're gonna ever show anything of that, they'll probably want to do that at like Evo or something, maybe.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Which means they'll probably want to have a game there or something that
True.
they have.
Because a lot of times when they want to announce like a
Could
new
you
game, they'll
imagine
have,
that, though?
have
Hold
a
on.
bracket.
Could you imagine
Go ahead.
that though? Like at the end of Mortal Kombat 11 Grand Finals, like Tweety or Dragon or whatever takes it, right? And it's like immediate,
Injustice
like
3?
what?
Like, here's Injustice 3 announcement trailer right here. Right
Oh
after
yeah,
you
no,
won
and
finals.
it's just hard cuts. To
slap
fucking,
it.
No. It's just hard cuts to Tom and Jerry. Like boom, like Steven Universe. Like that would be really funny. I that announcement trailer. It's like, oh yeah, congrats to our Mortal Kombat 11 top 8. We got one more thing for you, and it's fucking immediately like Looney Tunes on the screen. Like, like yeah, I guess these are things that are related. This is the world we live in now.
All right.
Okay,
Okay. I got another potential. All right.
Okay,
What do you think? What do you guys think about Power Rangers?
that's not happening. No, no.
I
I'm
would
sorry.
definitely would lean towards it's not happening, but I deem it possible.
I
can say
I
that.
love,
I deem it
I
possible.
love Power Rangers. Don't think there's a community there for it. I mean, there is. Like they showed up to Evo with the big thing. What was it called? Where is it that they did that? Man, shut up. Terry's in our fucking group chat.
I mean, I
All
was
right,
gonna.
You know
I was
what?
figuring out the best
Phantom
way to
Breaker.
see
We're laughing
into
at
that
Phantom
joke.
Breaker.
You know what? Okay. First of all, I do want to say no disrespect to Power Rangers people. I love them. They showed up to Evo that first year as a side tournament, and the publisher like organized it. It was cool. I absolutely don't think it's going to be a main stage title. I'm sorry. Feel free to surprise me. Phantom Breaker.
Phantom Breaker, though.
Phantom Breaker.
I
though.
would-
I'm gonna have so much fun playing this for like the first week, and then immediately
Bro,
forget
could
it.
you imagine people fucking grinding Phantom Breaker, Opera, Omnia, fucking net play for Evo? That is misery. Oh,
Phantom
no.
Breaker Omnia is like one of the biggest glow ups I've ever seen in like a fighting game
Oh,
series.
big facts. Big facts. I'm not sure if
Like,
anybody
I've
played the
seen
original
people
Phantom
like
Breaker.
dogging that game, but if you've played the original Phantom Breaker, it is one of the worst fighting games of the previous century.
Yo, have you ever hit somebody with the Christina Infinite?
You
That
said
felt good.
previous century,
No,
like
I
it didn't
meant
feel like it was.
decade, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you act like it wasn't like. It felt like it was like 2 centuries ago. That shit
I mean,
felt
it
like
came
it
out
was
on
that old
Xbox.
with the way it was.
It came out on 360, dude.
It was on
The-
XBlig.
Dog, it made Arcana Heart 1 feel better in a lot of cases. Like,
I would rather play the Arcana Heart, the Sugoi Arcana Heart 2 PlayStation 2 port.
Oh no.
Let's
Which is
go.
celebrating its anniversary.
Today, yeah.
Yeah, as we
that's
record,
what you were talking about. Okay. Hold on. We gotta talk
we
about
still
this.
got like at least 2-3 more slots
All
to
right,
fill.
so we got Street Fighter 5. That's 1. Tekken, Strive.
Grand Blue. How about
DNF
Grand Blue?
Duel, hold on. DNF Duel. That's 4. KOF 15. That's 5. Type Lumina. That's 6. MK11 is 7. So now there's a couple of toss-ups. Okay, so now we got to talk about Soul Calibur. Do we think Soul Calibur comes back? Now, bear in mind that Namco is a big part of this event now.
Do they have anything to announce?
Oh no, absolutely not.
No.
No.
My big thing with Soul Calibur is just the fact that it's the more under-supported game from the Namco fighting game catalog. So I'm leaning towards no, but it's possible. But I'm definitely leaning towards no on it. That's how I feel.
Now, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, I think that's got to be.
You think so?
Yeah, they just announced some characters. I feel.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Lab Coat.
probably.
Lab Coat 21 TODing you and permanently
The
saying your
second
damage
coming
is
of
mine.
Bardock.
In the way, the second coming of Bardock normal.
Okay, what was the other game that you said, Daryl?
Grand Blue.
Grand Blue, that's the one.
I
I feel like
That's a tough question.
See, like, here's the thing. Like, I feel like the 3 games that got shafted the hardest as COVID happened was Under Night, Soul Calibur, and Grand Blue. Like, those were on some, like, they're on that upward trajectory of momentum, and like COVID killed it in its place.
Honestly, like, it felt like leading up to Evo 2020, like Cygames was basically making motions to buy out Evo because they were like the big sponsor in 2019.
Yup.
They announced Grand
They
Blue
brought
there.
cheerleaders, bro.
Yeah, they sponsored the whole event. They did everything up real nice, and
I think they also did I think they were also one of the big sponsors for Evo Japan.
Yeah,
they
they're
huge.
they're very involved with Evo Japan as far as I can tell, at least.
Yeah,
But like, are they even still running their esports team right now, Cygames?
I don't know. Daigo's in a
I think
bajillion
they
teams.
announced more online tournaments for Japan for Cygames, so that could be a thing.
The thing about like Grand Blue though is like you can't run online tournaments for it like outside of very regional things like
but Cygames doesn't
Japan
care
to
about
Japan.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think so.
it's a big floating question.
So I will
mark
say
right now.
this. I will say this. I think if DNF Duel is well and truly, I well and truly hope that DNF Duel does not become a game that releases like 3 months before Evo, so it's like a shit show bracket. Like the meta is just like absolute chaos. I hope I don't really like that personally, so I'm not like I've never been a fan of Evo doing that. But if DNF Duel doesn't make it, I think Grand Blue would be the logical choice there. I don't expect
characters
any
not too
Blaze
long
Blue.
ago.
I will say that. Yeah. I mean, Grand Blue still has characters on the way.
Well, actually, ooh.
You think
That's
Blaze
actually
Blue?
a consideration.
I don't know.
CF could make it. I could say that.
You know what? I
definitely
will
for sure
say
CF
this.
could make it.
You know what? I want to say this.
Tag could also make it since Tag is going to have a console update too.
Yes.
So the thing is, both of them are really high slots.
Yeah, I feel like
I do feel like with the strides Blaze Blue has made recently, like a lot of people picked up and got back onto the Blaze Blue after like rollback happened and everyone
here's what I think about
BBTAG
that.
rollback. It could happen. They could do it as like a throwback / return thing.
Ugh, here's my
honestly,
thing
if they're gonna
about
do that, I would put Under Night as like the return slot, but I don't know.
Well, no, the thing is that Under Night would get the return slot just because of the fact that it lost momentum. But once it comes to current gained momentum, I think CF would take it, guaranteed.
I
there
think
hasn't been
I think it would be CF.
there hasn't been a bad Blaze Blue mainline game like Evo Grand Finals. I think like historically, if you were to look at all the Blaze Blue games at Evo,
with CS Extend, even
mhm.
though the archive got nuked. 2014 with CP, like all of them have been really strong. So
What
that's
was
what I
it?
was like,
2010 with Lord Knight and Spark. That's
yep.
funny. I'm not sure if it's like the best of quality, but it was funny.
Okay, I do want to say that I don't really so CF and Tag are starting to make their way into locals. Like they're starting to have more prominent like showings at offline because it's one of those games that now that people can play it online, they're thirsty for the offline competition, right? Like they are already into the game. They got themselves invested at home. They want to show up to a tournament. I don't know if Evo is necessarily the kind of event where that logic would influence their decision making. They've been on this trajectory of being a showcase for the latest and greatest in fighting games. BBTAG and CF are not new games by any stretch.
Well, no,
I mean that's true, but Evo
this is where we come back.
Go ahead.
No, Corn, you can go first.
Evo usually has like 1 or 2 games on the lineup where they're like, we noticed that there was a lot of love in the community for this, so we're bringing it back.
You know what?
Yeah,
it's
like that's where Under Night comes into play as the prime example of that.
Yeah.
Because it literally went from it never made Evo stage and it was run as just a community tournament every time. Like practically we were the ones that ran it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then all of a sudden it comes onto the
ran
Evo
Uni
stage
for
with
so long.
1.1k. And that's what I was like, and keep in mind that was a 1.1k person bracket for once it hit freaking Evo stage.
I mean, I think if that were to happen, I would not. Okay. So I want to put 2 games out there that are wild cards. I don't think they'll happen, but it would be not outside of the absolute realm of possibility. First is Skullgirls doing everything you guys just said, but not a Japanese title.
Yes.
So I literally think Skullgirls would be that return title. And then the other one would be Mbon. Mbon Team Tournaments. Now here's my tinfoil hat. All right.
Hell no, they're not setting that up.
Put the hat on. Hold on. The reason I think this is because Mbon was part of EVO Online. Namco is the publisher. They're a big part of this. It could totally happen. They could totally do an Mbon offline.
It's way easier to run online.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even running it online's a nightmare.
No, but like Mbon, you can actually land that up now, dude. It's gonna be sick, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean that they could put themselves in whatever logistical nightmare they want. I just think that like if they wanted to, they could. They have the partnerships in place to do it.
You had me with Skullgirls. I think that's a phenomenal like pickup, especially now that like Rick's in charge. Combo Breaker. Combo Breaker's the home of the Skullgirls, like grand championships or something like that. Like that's their mecca, honestly.
Yeah,
it's the biggest Skullgirls event of the year. So
if there's one community that has good faith at running as Rick as like the leader, like the Skullgirls community should consider Evo.
But I don't know. That's the other thing. It is Rick, so that's like it also kind of brings in it kind of brings in KI too.
You know what? I would love for KI to come back. I don't think the community.
I don't think it would come back, but it definitely brings in the option.
Yeah,
that is the thing. Evo is like different now, so a lot of like what we know about Evo might not necessarily be true anymore.
Well, okay, so I do want to say I was very disappointed that that Killer Instinct didn't come back for Evo Online, like the rebooted version. I thought that was a huge loss, and I thought it was very bad.
Would have been easy to run too.
Yeah, I thought that was awful. I thought that their concession to run like TFH on PC and then claim that they're not, biased to PlayStation was the fakest thing I've ever heard anyone say. I thought that was really dumb because all the Skullgirls players complained about having to play on PS4. The only reason that they couldn't have TFH on PS4 is because there was no version. Let's not, don't hide behind that. They literally there is no version. You just did that like as a way to say that, oh, look at us, we're not biased, but every other thing was on PlayStation, including in the situation where literally the best PC fighting game of all time, Skullgirls. Even if you don't like the game, the PC version is godlike. Like you said, no, you got to run it on PS4. No, that was stupid. I really would love to see a KI redemption because I think that they were robbed. But I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen. I hope so though. I love KI, so I said it like twice now on the show. So
I love
Alright, so
watching KI. I've never really got into it because at the time, like, I didn't have any way of playing it when it came out.
yeah, big same. I enjoyed the Evo like top 8 when they ran that. It was hella hype because like it was kind of weird because like I never really paid attention to KI, and then I saw Evo Grand Finals like, oh, they're doing some wild stuff. Yo, Domi plays this game? That's crazy.
yeah.
I forgot Domi played the game. He can't burst in the air like a moron though. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I mean, he's saving it. He's saving himself from like he's protecting himself from himself.
He can just do a break and then get punished. It's the
No,
same.
because there's no it's not the same. There's no Indomie we trust, and we just see him airborne. It's not the same.
I guess so.
All right.
So
I got a preposition to bounce off you guys.
sure, hit me.
Can you see a Tournament of Legends happening again? Like, will we see the run back
Marvel
to the Marvel
2?
2 thing that
You
never
know
happened?
what?
Me and
Bring
Terry are
back
gonna
SE?
quit.
Okay,
We're gonna quit
okay.
doing Anime Evo 4.
Okay. Hold on.
Or maybe we'll expand what counts as being like a legend title, like beyond things that Capcom released in the 90s.
Well, the thing is, like, there's a lot of legend titles, especially if you're thinking about that, because they're not even going to be just Capcom related. Like,
Could
CC
we
is
see
still
the real
going
legend
strong.
game of Fighters History Dynamite come back?
Oh no!
Oh no!
I'll say no.
See, here's the thing: if there's gonna be like if there's 1 year that could use a Legends tournament, I would like to see something like King of Fighters '98 or like 2000.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
98,
98 would be
2000.
amazing.
Or let's bring back like old curse games from Capcom. Let's bring back like
VSAF.
Project Justice, Red Earth,
VSAF 2, baby.
VSAF
Evolution
2.
on console, my worst nightmare. Thank you, Vijay.
But how can they have a real Tournament of Legends for 98 if the players aren't allowed to smoke while they play?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if you do
stage.
like a KOF thing, like if you do like a KOF like tournament, it's just gonna be, or even like Fighters History, like the winner is gonna be the most smoked out Japanese guy you've ever seen in your life, and you know what? What a legend.
Yeah,
I will say that I do think that could happen, but I think the logistical challenges of running such a large event kind of prevent you from doing that. I don't see them bringing it to Evo, but the implication with the Evo exhibition that didn't work out last year is that they want to do other things. So I wouldn't be surprised if they look at doing that later down the line, either in the next year or in a separate event or something. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that would. I think that could make it.
Yeah, I think the one thing that was kind of cool about like the Tournament of Legends when they were planning to do that in 2020 with Marvel is that they had a roadmap going in, so they had like 4 guaranteed slots and then 4 slots that you had to battle your way into by winning certain majors to qualify. So like I feel like this year is probably not going to happen because we don't have that roadmap, right?
I feel like
what are the majors?
I feel like that part won't happen. I don't know if that is in their cards to do again, because that's a little too grassroots for the new Evo or Blood, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But I could see them do a special event for a game like that. I don't know about working with other majors. I don't think they would do that. I don't know if I have no reason to believe they won't. But simply like the fact that it's no longer the Cannons and now it's Sony and Endeavor and I love Rick and everything. I just feel like my instinct says probably not coming back.
I don't know. I feel like it could, like, mostly just because of the fact that once it's like we know, like, as people that run tourneys, especially since we're like a lot of us are at these majors too, is that even when you're like, dang, I don't really fuck with this major, you're usually still staff on the major. Let's just be real. Like, it's like Frosty staff, CEO staff, Combo Breaker staff. A lot of us is a mix of us being different event, not just like damn, we're just literally only CEO people. It's like, no, it's like Frosty staff is CEO, Combo Breaker staff, and etc. And we're all just mashed up together to sit there and make this event happen. Which Evo, and that's all Evo really is at the end of the day, is that it's everyone who normally runs their own major came to Vegas to sit there and help this gigantic bullshit.
You know what? Shoutouts to Dennis, the backbone of the fighting game
Shoutouts to
community.
Dennis.
Oh yeah.
Right?
All right. I think that we are gonna have to save our. We're gonna have to see if our predictions were correct. And by the time the next episode airs, we will have our lineup, I assume.
So like just to make sure that we put ink to the paper. Like what's our predicted lineup? It's gonna be like
our predicted
five?
lineup is Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, GGST, KOF 15, Melty, DBZ. That's 6.
That's 6.
So
DNF Duel.
DNF Duel. Okay. 7. And then our last one, we'd have to pick between MK11, Soul Calibur, Under Night, or Phantom Breaker. Or
No,
Skull
No.
I definitely want to put
Or
BBCF
Granblue.
in there.
You want to put
I
BBCF in
definitely
there?
Yeah,
Does
I
anyone have any
definitely think
objections to BBCF? I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm willing to put it.
Dude,
out
there's
there.
too many anime games. That's the thing
Yeah,
that's
there's
worrying
Evo,
me. There's an
anime
absurd amount of
Evo?
anime games.
Oh no!
But the thing is, it's like anime games is the only thing that's really been coming out right now too. Like, so it's
Big
like,
facts.
what else can you really put in there? Because I was like,
MK11. I think MK11 is the safest pick.
we still have 2 slots. That's what I'm saying. It's like
No, we
Yeah,
don't. We
MK11
have
is
we
big
have
more
1,
slot.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4,
WB
5,
and
6,
Sci
7,
Games then.
8. Okay, so do we think it's gonna be MK11 and Grand Blue?
I mean, how many games do we think Evo will be? I think it'll be 8.
I think it'll be.
I think it'll
I think
be
it's gonna be
9.
8.
You think it'll be 9?
I think it'll be 9.
All right, so I'm gonna throw MK11 at the end of this, and then like if it's a 9th game, it has to be Grand Blue or it has to be
BB.
BCF. That's
And we're not counting like exhibitions and stuff like that,
no.
right?
It has to be Grand Blue.
No. We're talking about main game.
Yeah.
All right, I wrote it down. It's in the channel now. We will reconvene.
We
on
will
this at a
revisit
later
this.
date. Okay, so
I will screen cap this and clown on you and saying it was just your prediction later on
bro.
Twitter if you're wrong.
fuck. All right, it's okay. It's okay.
Watch.
I-
No.
I
Make sure in that
predict
screen
that
cap
Fight
you
of
put
Steel-
Terry's
Oh,
like recommendation for Phantom Breaker.
I'm putting
Just
that-
in case.
I'm putting that. I'm putting it on the thumbnail. I'm putting it Phantom Breaker Omnia. All right. So, let's talk. We talked a bunch of shit about tournaments. Let's talk about games. So when I was putting together the topics, I was surprised by how many game updates had come out. Let's start with the big one. This is it, guys. This is the one that the fighting game community has been waiting for. This is the one that everyone's talking about. Akatsuki Blitzkampf is getting a new game.
Bro, how did you and Terry and Osu just like will that into existence? Like, what happened from last? Like,
I don't know,
game?
dog.
Hey. When you really want some Kusoge to come back, if you
This
think
is-
strong enough,
This is
It
the
happens.
big news. Yeah, this is the big news. This is the one. So let's talk about
This is the reveal
Yeah, this is
that
the reveal.
everybody was clamoring for.
So it's called. All right. So if you are only casually familiar with the Akatsuki Blitzkampf, there is a sequel to the Akatsuki Blitzkampf game, right? Named game called I9's Perfect World. So that game it adds some new characters, it adds a new protagonist, it changed up the gameplay, it has a new graphics. It's cool, right?
It definitely had new graphics
Got
already.
Yeah.
block waffles.
It came out in 2010. It launched on Nessica Live arcade service in 2012. And on the 10th year anniversary of the Nessica Live service, developer Subtle Style put out a video teasing the release of I9's Perfect World Anastasis. That's the subtitle. And that is a tentative title. We don't know if that's the final title. I don't assume it'll change, but they said it is open to change. This is promised for this year to hit Nessica. We will have more information in the near future, is what they said. There's a very short teaser trailer They're just, saying that for the 10th year anniversary, there's going to be a sequel, is the word that they used. But it's sounding more like a revision. The very short trailer has a character that is affectionately known as Robo Akatsuki in the ABK community. This early guesses from like what we can expect from this is that in the time that I9 has been out there, it got dumped right from the arcade version, and people have looked through the files and they've determined that there was some cut content. So people are assuming that what they're doing is going to go back and finish that cut content. I assume the story will be moved forward a little bit. And this is also, I think, being accompanied by more radio drama stuff that they're doing.
Yo, let's go.
If you guys don't know, one of the voice actors tweeted out that they were doing more recordings. They updated the ABK, I think it's called Subtle Style Radio page is what they have. They have like a radio page, which has hosted radio drama stuff related to the story. So that's awesome, right? It's been a very long time. Super happy to see that, everyone from the original cast is assumingly on board. I don't really see this as a sequel so much as a revision in terms of gameplay terms. It's probably going to be very similar to what AA was for the original ABK release. I'm happy for more Blitzkampf, bro. I like Dynines. I mean, this game is going to be out on Nessica Game Centers, so good luck, getting to it.
Yup.
It's going to be
the one time where I feel like I wish I was in Japan.
Yeah, it's going to be either in Japan or in like a Round 1 arcade, or, if you have somewhere else that you can get Nessica games, then, lucky you. I'm happy to see that alive. And I'm happy that the developers are, still kicking out there because it's very talented.
All I really want from that game.
One person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, right?
The understanding
I feel like
is
a
that
lot
it's
of people
one
don't
guy.
know because they develop under the tin name like Subtle Style, but like as far as long as I've known, like the developer has been like developer singular, one person.
Yeah. So the implication is that our understanding is one guy, right? If you don't know, I'm telling you now, it's one guy. I guess we can say it. The implication is that they work with French Bread for art. So with the release of Type Lumina now, I guess now they have the time to go back and work on production of finishing, I9s. What was I going to say? Sinjul, who has hung around the community for a long time, got in touch with the developers, said, there's not going to be a home release. This will not be. This will not be. This will not be anything outside of arcades. So I would like to see more Blitzkampf show up somewhere. Accessible to home.
For the last like 2 releases of the series as well.
Oh yeah. So I mean, the fabled ABK AA PC network test that has not happened yet, that we've been promised for like 5 years, I think, something like that. Still not out there yet, and I kind of don't know what good it would do us anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for more I9s. I'm happy for more ABK anything. So that was big for me. Oh, and there's a new Street Fighter. Did you guys hear about that, by the way?
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's another Street Fighter game. It's I'm sure you guys have heard.
Yeah, there's a whole collection of them.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't play it. Okay, so
I think they threw Cyberbots in too.
Okay, yeah. So
Cyberbots.
Capcom Pro Tour Finals. They announced 2 things. Street Fighter 6. There's pretty much nothing to say about it other than wide review. I'm sure you've all seen.
Yeah. Worse.
Let's talk about important things.
Worse. Exactly. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. So summer 22 for Street Fighter 6. I'm sure we'll talk about it later. Now let's talk about the Capcom Fighting Collection. Oh baby. So I deliberately decided not to write an article about this on supercombo.gg because it is kind of a lot to go through. So it is, how many is this? 10 Capcom fighting classes, including every version of the famous Vampire or Darkstalkers series. So we got Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Savior 2, and Vampire Hunter 2. I think that's supposed to be. I think their website says Vampire Hunter as Darkstalkers is what I'm supposed to understand. Night Warriors. What the fuck? Yeah, they have like a bit of a weird.
Following like which game is which for international releases of that title series is weird, which is why a lot of people in the community just like stick to what the
This is
Japanese
just
names
called
are.
but on the website it's weird because it says Night Warriors, which is the title, and then Vampire.
Fire Hunter.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Okay, yeah. So every version of the Vampire series or Darkstalkers, however you call it, is there. Red Earth is there for the first time on a home console.
Yo,
Cyberbots.
see my Tesla, baby.
Cyberbots is coming back. I believe this is also I don't know if this is a first time on home console, but this is a rare one. I think it is technically first time on home console because the only other way it's been on console is through the Capcom Arcade Stadium, where it's like a DLC game.
Really, it wasn't on like Dreamcast or nothing. Or was I thinking about Star Gladiator?
No, Cyberbots is on Saturn.
Saturn, yeah.
Oh,
Saturn and PlayStation. Okay, yeah, no, I'm talking shit. Yeah, it was on Saturn and PlayStation. I can confirm to you right now that this is not the Saturn version. So anyone who's a Cyberbots knower knows that there's an extra character in the Saturn version. This is not that version. Also, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Street Fighter 2 the Anniversary Edition, and Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix. So, they have announced a ton of new features to go alongside this. So every single game in the collection will have online play, which was the biggest mistake about Street Fighter 30th. Why did Alpha 2 not have online? Anyway, so this version is going to have rollback netcode online for every single game. I wonder how that's going to work for Red Earth. I've never seen anyone play Red Earth versus mode.
We're toxic, bruh. That's all you need to know.
I don't.
That's kind of the problem with Red Earth in general, like as a series. That's why it didn't really take off.
Okay, so
I've never seen anyone playing Red Earth like ever.
Yeah, I've never.
I'm sure there's like a Red Earth community out there, but they do not have representation.
Yeah, that's true. So every single game will have casual matches. Every single game will have ranked matches, and you'll be able to create lobbies. The lobbies that they've shown in this screenshot that they have shows I think 8-10 player lobbies, something like that. So beefy thing right there. It looks like it has voice chat. Oh god.
Why?
I don't know.
Why indeed?
Some people don't learn from community mistakes.
Other features. Every game will have training mode, so that's really good. That's kind of the redeeming thing about Street Fighter 30.
We kind of need these for these games that would never came out in the United States, apparently.
Yeah. So that's gonna happen. There's gonna be in-game achievements. There's gonna be display filters. Now we get into the weird stuff. So this game is gonna have quick save and quick load for the game. So save states. It's gonna have a customizable difficulty. So you can basically dip switches. It's gonna have access to dip switches. That's what they're trying to say. And the weird one is that they will allow you to bind macros for certain attacks. So it says you can freely customize the button controls or keybinds to what works best for you. And if you're having trouble with the inputs for special moves, don't fret. Just assign a one-button special move button and execute them with ease.
Yes,
no,
bro.
One-button special
I don't
moves...
want to...
Hold on. One-button special moves are not available in ranked. So that's what they're trying to clarify.
That's fine, I guess.
Oh, damn. I wanted to have 3DS Guile back.
Yeah. You know what I'm concerned? Okay, so also, I guess just to finish off the feature recap, there will be a museum mode with music and art and design docs and, the standard fare if you have used the Street Fighter 30th collection. This game is promised for June 24th, 2022, Steam, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Okay, so let's talk about that macro thing. So I am, in principle, fine with that, I guess, but I am concerned about people who want to use this as a way to stop using Fightcade for online tournaments, right? Because you can hold an online tournament on console now, right? Or you can not have to go, get the ROM, right? Everyone prefers to have an official way to do these things, and I hope that you can disable macros in lobbies. Like you can make a lobby and like you can't use macros in this lobby. Otherwise, people would just go into tournaments with macros on, right? And you would not be able to really know until you check the replay. I don't even know if there's replays. so that is, it doesn't say anything about replays now that I think about it. So that is not great. I hope they have some, measures in place. Another thing. This port is confirmed to not. This port, they confirm Digital Clips is not making this one. Digital Clips is not involved with this. So if you're looking at this and saying, "Wait, this looks like Street Fighter 30th Collection," first you're right. It looks a lot like Street Fighter 30th Collection, but the developer of that is not here. So, one can only hope that they will learn from the mistakes made in Street Fighter 30th Collection, particularly with the online, which was not great. If they can fix the online and make it really good, like at least 5K levels, right? That would be great. A pity we will probably never get another patch for Street Fighter 30th Collection, but, here we are. I wanted to talk to Hagare about this, but that kind of did not work out. A lot of people were very quick to jump that this is like the Capcom test for Darkstalkers. Like, if you want more Darkstalkers, you got to buy this thing. Otherwise, they're not going to make another one ever. You failed, the test.
Are you sure you're a Darkstalkers fan? Well, I guess you got to go.
And then other people were like, bro, why are they making another one of these ports? Why can't you just get on Fightcade? This thing is going to suck. It's going to have problems, yada, yada, yada. Because, a lot of people assumed that Digital Eclipse was going to do this. And then Mike Mika from the studio came and said, yeah, we're not doing this. So the initial reveal had a lot of people kind of taken aback, or they, were saying a lot of stuff. I just want to say, bro, first of all, Darkstalkers has sold well for longer than you've known it existed. Okay, everyone loves the Vampire Savior game and the brand around it. I think Capcom knows that. This is not, something that you need to prove. Companies are not your friend. You don't need to buy their stuff out of principle. Also, even if you prefer Fightcade, it's good to have these things out there because it gives it visibility, right? I'm sure that a lot of people will play these games for the first time because of this collection. They'll pick it up or they'll see it and they'll see Darkstalkers on the screen and they'll be like, yo, what the fuck is that? I want to play it. And you got a new Darkstalkers fan right there. Or a Cyberbots
or even better.
fan.
Yeah, exactly. Like Cyberbots or like Vampire can be the entry point, and then we're gonna have this crazy like freaking Red Earth community come out of the ground in time for Evo, and it's
Evo main stage. I love it. Yeah. So I mean, one hopes that the port will be good, and a lot of people in those communities can support the scene there. Like they can go into ranked and they can create lobbies and do tournaments. I think we'd all agree, we would like that. If the PC version is good, it's got nice low input lag and the netcode's good. I'm sure I don't see the problem, right? Like, yeah, it's $60. That's $60 more than you had to pay before, but it's not, not for nothing. So I'm looking forward to it.
I say let's approach this from the more TOS perspective, and what we benefit from is the fact that we no longer have to bring CRTs in to play this damn game.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, I'm going to be 100%, and this is probably Terry's biggest reason why he's happy, is because we no longer have to bring CRTs to the venue for them to randomly get stolen / disappear.
Yeah.
Because that was a big hassle, because we have to bring freaking bell carts, potentially from other hotels, depending on where we're staying, to get the CRTs to travel over to the Mandalay Bay, or wherever the venue is. So we have like 8+ CRTs all in one cart, and all of a sudden we go home with maybe 6.
You know what's weird though? Like people always steal the weirdest CRTs though. Like they never
It's not
steal
the
like
good
the
ones.
PVM.
Yeah, they
steal
never
the big
steal
ones.
the
Steal the
one that's
PVMs.
actually expensive.
They don't steal the Disney like CRTs, which surprisingly have really good color balance.
Hey man, those are sacred. You don't just do that. You just steal them.
It's not even that. It's like sometimes I feel like people just don't know. Like the ones we use for super gun stuff. It's like they don't understand. It's like they want the It's like I want the gigantic fat TRV, the TV over there. I need that CRT, and it's like, dog, the thing we're running the super gun on, that's like a $400 CRT, if not more.
Yeah, you're getting something you see at Craigslist, bro.
Yeah.
That's why they're why they're on Craigslist.
The good ones are
They're
not
stealing
going
them.
to be out there. Yeah.
But yeah, on 30th collection, like a lot of people dog on 30th collection because the emulation is not the best. It's not like
Okay, yeah, you just reminded me of something we have to
it's
talk
not
about.
perfect. And there are some problems.
Here we got a new
collection.
challenger.
Like the online sucks, but you know what? I appreciate having 30th collection because it's nice to just like have access to Alpha 3 on my PS4. You know?
Yeah. All right. So we got dedicated Phantom Breaker shill Hagare in the chat.
Plus, like not too long ago, I was at a Pinnacle and we had like a Supergon setup and we had like ST and we had VSAV and stuff. And a lot of people find that intimidating. Honestly, people find it less intimidating if it's just like a PS4
console,
or something they're like normal, like familiar with.
Yeah.
Like not intimidated by all the hardware you have on the like table. You know?
Okay,
Bro, even as a player, like I get intimidated. Be like, I don't even know where to plug my stick in on certain super gun setups. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm holding up the tournament. You know what I mean? So
something that you reminded me of regarding emulation is that these games are going to have patches applied to them. I am a little concerned about this, but for example, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 different changes listed for Vampire Savior. So that is interesting, and they are all related to characters, bugs. So now this is not new. Street Fighter 30th actually fixed a couple of crashes in the game for Third Strike. Like they went back and they identified bugs and they fixed them. And they weren't like big deals. They were like the game would crash, not like game mechanics. Like the game would just stop working if you did a certain thing. So that if they can go back and fix that, I think that's fine, right? I would hearken to guess that they care enough not to break anything that anyone you actually used in gameplay, because bugs make their way into player strategies after so long of being out there. This game has been reverse engineered to hell and back. Vampire Savior, and then like the other ones, there's tech out there as well.
Plus, you'd be surprised with just fixing a couple bugs can do for a character. Like I feel like Blackheart went up half a tier in the PS3 version of Marvel 2 just because they made the random scene on super more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and the screen changed.
The
too.
changes kind of range from like I'll just list one from VSAV, just so that we're like one of the changes is, let me just see here. Well,
what unblockable got patched?
Okay, so Morrigan fixed an issue in rare cases. Morrigan's normal throw would crash the game. So
okay, that makes sense.
And then
that's fine.
Now there are a couple of other ones that are a little weird. Like there's one that's like BB Hood, where it's like fix the bug where in rare cases a guard cancel would end in an incorrect position, and you're like, what is that? What does that mean? Right? Like
because her guard cancel, she like crawls along the ground when she does it. So I think that was one of the bugs that we know about. Where if like you do it in a certain situation, she'll like actually appear on like the other side of the screen as opposed to like crawling underneath you or something like that, which is like super weird.
Yeah. Okay, so Terry, first of all, welcome. Second, let's talk really quickly about this release, because Osu was saying that you would probably be happy that you don't have to bring out CRTs just to get stolen, so that people can play some VSAV. What is your outlook on this release coming this June?
I mean, I feel like this is something that I've wanted for a really long time, just to have VSAV on a modern console, because the last console release was on PS3, and nobody's bringing out PS3s anymore unless you're like a ASB head or something like that. JoJo's ASB. But,
no, Aquapa's player, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say. If you're an Aquapa's tournament organizer, then like your PS3 goes everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like I'm happy about it. Like it is weird. Like I've been seeing like some semi-dedicated VSAF players are like, oh man, this is gonna split the community. This is a horrible thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, how many people are we gonna split? You know, like, all I see this is as a good thing for like, you know, like I don't know who was saying it earlier, but it's like it's intimidating. You know, like all of VSAF right now is run on arcade hardware, right? When it comes to tournaments, and you know, it can be intimidating. Like, you know, I don't know, will my stick work if I plug it in? Where do I plug it in, right? Like, you know, there's all this like crazy looking, you know, exposed circuit boards like just all over the table and hella connections, right? And you're like, I don't know if I want to deal with all that. Whereas, you know, with the PS4 release, you know, like you have just a PS4 sitting there, you know, not being used in between, you know, just for casuals during a tournament. You know, let me boot up DSR real quick, or whatever Capcom Collection, you know, and get some games in real quick and introduce people to the game. And I think that's what's most important, is that it's going to introduce a whole new, you know, generation of players to these games. And, you know, that's what it's about. Like, none of the tournaments are going to be like, okay, yeah, we're switching from arcade or now Mister, right, to DS, you know, to this collection. Like, no dedicated tournament is going to do that. But there might be other tournaments who would never even think about running Darkstalkers 3 or, you know, Vampire Savior, whatever. They might be like, oh, well, you know, it's out now, it's new, let's run it, whatever, you know. So
yeah, this is actually good for like the locals, because like, you know, it's like the financial like entry point for getting a Mister and all the other like equipment stuff can be kind of jarring, but you know, you see a relatively accessible like, you know, home release is like, all right, this is how we're gonna play VSAV.
Yep. Yeah, so I think it's awesome. Like,
plus, like,
you know, with these fixes,
if you're at a local, you can just sit down and be like, hey, you want to play some VSAV? I just have it on the PS4.
Yep, exactly. You know, like these new fixes that they're doing, I think they're mostly okay. There's like one, like as a community, like we're really not sure what it's about. It talks about Bishamon's Fireball. So Bishamon's Fireball is, yeah, one of those is, it's a notorious unblockable, right? That makes his character super good. Like, are they actually? I don't think they would patch that, because none of the other bugs, they actually seem like, you know, like game crashing bug fixes, right? Like stuff that and nobody's like using in actual gameplay, right? But that's the only one where it's kind of like, what do they mean? Because it's super vague, like how they list. I don't know if you have the list in front of you.
Fixed an animation, fixed an issue with the animation of Karame Dama. That's what it says. Bishamon.
So yeah, it's kind of like, what does that mean, right? Like, Karadama refers to the fireball, and there's like actually different little follow-ups you can do to the fireball. So maybe they mean there's some kind of weird bug like that. Yeah, like we got a couple of our like bug tests, the people who like actually dive into the assembly code and like start looking for these bugs and stuff. Like, some of these like they knew about. Some of them they're like, yeah, I have no idea what they're talking about, and they're like actually actively searching to try to find the bug right now to see how they fixed it and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think, because it's weird because there's another kind of game crashing bug with Jeddah that's kind of infamous, because it has to do with this guard cancel, and it's actually it happens enough where like in like normal play where you actually have to watch out for it. So it's weird that they're not fixing that one, but they're fixing these like esoteric random ones that also crash the game. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but yeah, as long as nothing because I mean, you know, the number one gameplay bug, right? Fucking Zabble's unblockable like kick. Like, they don't have that, right? Like, if they don't have that, like, everybody knows about that. Everybody knows that's like the number one bug in the game, you know, gameplay related bug. So they're not touching that. That means, yeah, it doesn't sound like this is going to be like a gameplay related bug fix kind of thing. It's just, you know, stuff that'll super crash the game and stuff. So I think it's all right.
Yeah, I'm super glad to have your perspective on that. Also looking forward to Phantom Breaker making Evo main stage.
Bro, like if Phantom Breaker happens to be on main stage, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something special. We're gonna do like our first gameplay.
You're gonna do something special. Hold on. I'm not. Hold on. Okay, one last thing I do want to bring up.
DJ Green is announcing that he by himself will be running a massive online tournament for Phantom Breaker Omnia.
Oh yeah,
covering
yeah.
all regions and commentating and TOing and
Hold on, you
running
know
the
what?
brackets
I
all by
think that
himself.
game doesn't even have spectating. I'm not gonna lie to you.
1,024 person
All
bracket
right,
hosted
he'll
by
have to run
DJ
it
Cream.
with Parsec so he can spectate.
No stream.
No
Yeah,
stream, exactly.
no
the
stream,
best.
yeah.
He'll also be
exactly.
streaming.
Oh yeah, he'll stream himself.
But
running the
real
bracket.
quick, one last thing about the Capcom Collection. I'm really happy for the Cyberbots community because this is like one of the first. I think it's the first home.
It is
for-
the
and
first.
since like the
for it.
Saturn. I
Yeah.
don't even know.
It
Yeah,
is a
was it that?
W for
Okay.
them for the first time in a long time. I feel like the last time there was a release for that game, it was like a PlayStation Classics on PS3.
Yeah, something like that. Weird. Yeah, that
Because
nobody
I remember
wanted to
playing
play.
that port and it not being very good.
A lot of
Mhm.
those like PS1 re-releases on PS3 were not good, dude. So
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
glad that they got like a better like option finally.
Yeah, so really happy for them. I guess I'm happy for the HSF community. I don't know too much about an HSF community, but it is a fun kind of game. I'm sure the ST heads are like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" But nobody wants to support that game because that game's code is like spaghetti. So, but yeah, I guess I'm happy for them. Puzzle Fighter's cool too. Like, it's actually kind of weird that that was the one game that they pointed out that doesn't have a training mode. Because I think out of all the games, that's
Oh,
like the
doesn't?
one that I would really want a training mode. Because there's a lot of weird. That game's super cheap. So I want
Real
to.
quick,
Yeah.
let me get everyone's hot take. Do you actually like the Serlin make of a Puzzle Fighter?
I never played it.
Because
No
I
idea.
feel like some of the
Oh,
balance
I didn't even
choices
know that was a
actually
thing.
make sense, but adding hard drop to Puzzle Fighter is like
Oh, to
makes
actual
me wanna
Puzzle
kill
Fighter.
myself.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm old school. I like gem or fucking diamond rainbow glitch. Like that's part of the game to me. That's why I learned the game. So yeah.
I will say.
I mean, I know enough to play Ken. That's it.
Yeah, well that's easy to know.
I will say, somebody on Twitter made up a good point that it would be nice if they could do something about the in-game graphics for colorblind mode, because the colors of the gems in that game blend in extremely if you are colorblind. So all the gems are also the same shape, so there's no real way to distinguish them. So I don't.
Well,
I mean,
real quick, it doesn't have the puzzle game in it, right? It only has like the fighting game for the collection, or does it have both?
it's Super Puzzle Fighter 2 and then Super Gem Fighter.
Oh, so it does have both. Oh,
Yeah, it does have
wow.
both.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sick.
for Super Puzzle Fighter specifically, there was this talk about like if Capcom could add a colorblind mode. I mean,
Yeah.
more. I mean, if they're they're clearly not beyond changing stuff in the game, so maybe
Mhm.
it would be nice.
That would be really good. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite puzzle games. It's a fun one.
that game's sick.
Yeah, so June 24th, 2022, I'm sure we will have something to do about it. I'll probably pick it up and give it a review. Yeah, so small updates next. DNF Duel is back to posting online. They are very weird and they post like little clips and little screenshots on their social channels. So yesterday they revealed a character, just a picture, an illustration of a character. I think this character is called Slayer. I have no idea.
Yes.
yes.
I can confirm. Yeah, it's just Slayer.
Okay, so
Please tell me they got Big Bang Upper and all that shit.
No, you wish. It's just
a
generic
picture.
name for character. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a picture. They added some flavor text. It's mostly just nonsense. They've been posting the music from the network test on their YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and listen to it, you can. They posted a picture of the lobby avatars as well. So if you want to see that, you can, I guess. The marketing for this game is extremely weird, but I mean, they're back to posting stuff, so I assume that there will be some follow-up in a trailer or, an actual release date sometime soon. So we'll see. The other update is the BBTAG netcode beta is live, as we discussed in our last episode. Sorry, you guys could hear the trailer on the DNF channel. I have pretty much always the same experience with ArcSys netcode betas, which is that the netcode is great, the lobby breaks. So it's a bit of a rough state. The BBTAG netcode is awesome. I feel that due to the nature of the game, where everything has very fast startup and very like they make like very big buttons from other games into very fast buttons, so you'll see things jump around a lot when there's like a rollback. Like suddenly, like a character is half screen after a rollback. But I mean, that's the nature of the thing, and the online is great. The lobbies are awful. When they work great, but joining a lobby is a blow up. You basically have to sit there mashing on join for like 20 minutes, and maybe you'll get into one. And ranked matchmaking is completely broken. So let's hope that they can fix that. I have been enjoying myself otherwise. I'm glad to have another team fighter with good netcode, because I thought about it the other day. There's not that many tag team fighters with rollback. It's actually very few. Like I'm not talking about Fightgate or anything.
What, Marvel Infinite? Is that it?
I mean, okay, yeah. So I literally asked for a list. It was Marvel Infinite, Power Rangers, Ogon.
Oh yeah, Ogon's good.
Yeah, it's like
Skullgirls is like the
Skullgirls, right? Did I already say Power Rangers? I already said Power Rangers, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
you said Power Rangers.
I feel like there was another one I forgot. Hold on, let me go on Twitter.
Damn, yeah, what else?
But I know, like, if I'm thinking of all the games I can think of off the top of my head, like, I think it's only 8 total, maybe.
Okay, so
like,
So Skullgirls, Ogon, MVCI, BBTAG now, right? Power Rangers, and then the other two that were brought up that don't really count because you can't get them is MVC2 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Oh shit, Cross Tekken. Holy shit, yeah.
Cross Tekken. Do you want to see OG Gems?
No, I don't. I'm good. Okay, so all right, so a small update, I guess, on Cross Tekken. Somebody noticed that the Steam page has been updated with a new package that will affect all of the DLC packages. So it looks like, if you forgot, they delisted a couple of games, so because of Games for Windows Live, and they promised that they will be back. So Cross Tekken got a new package on Steam a couple of days ago, or like a week ago. So it looks like maybe sooner than later, Cross Tekken will be back, and you won't have to install the community patch just to play online. Which I am a Cross Tekken apologist to some degree. I will be playing if they actually do fix it. I don't dislike that game.
I mean, that game got better.
It got better. Yes,
Yep.
It got better.
It took a year to get better, and that's kind of the death.
You know what? I'm not really. You know, a game taking a year, 2 years to get better. That's just I'm used to it.
The thing is, like,
more people need to be like, they need to go pick up the game, like, because like it took years for Street Fighter V to get better. So like, I feel like people just need to give older games a chance.
Well, no, I think people don't
give
just
the marketing
credit that like a year is really quick for a fighting game to get better. Because if you look at the track history of some of these fighting games, it took years for them to get to the points they are now. Like,
I honestly I don't think it's.
There's fighting games out there
it's not the year that it took. It's not the year that it took for it to get better. It's the way that they released it with the whole gems, and it was just a super bad initial impression, and it never could. Because I think Cross Tekken is like
real bad.
It's a fun game. Like a lot of the problems that it had on release, like they fixed a lot of them, and I feel like had the game gone through the cycle that it was probably planned to go to, it would have been a great game at the end of the days. But yeah, they made some stupid ass choices in the beginning there, and that totally killed all goodwill for the game. And then rip. But
I feel like the thing that really killed the game was that, like, very early on, the gameplay was very similar to Street Fighter 4, which is already exploding at the time. And then Street Fighter Cross Tekken comes out, and it's not like so immediately different enough right away that like you feel like you need to play it as its own separate thing when you're already playing Street Fighter 4.
Bro, you tell me Pandora didn't like change the fighting game like ecosystem,
All right,
dude.
let's talk about Pandora for like a second.
Oh,
so, who remembers when that game came out and they immediately said like sacrifice your partner for more time on the clock, and immediately like the entire internet, the entire fighting game community just blew up with everybody was like, no more comeback mechanics. X Factor was the worst thing that ever happened in my entire life. And like just no more comeback mechanics ever. And then like they released the details for Pandora, and it's like, okay, it doesn't actually really do anything. And after like a certain amount of time, you just lose the game if you use it.
Yeah, you're on a timer. Like, if Pandora runs out, your point character dies.
Mechanics for the sole purpose of being really funny. You know what?
Like, I feel like here's my like random speculation on Street Fighter Cross Tag, and I don't know if we'll ever know for sure, but I feel like they saw like the violent reaction to them like announcing Pandora, and we're like, we have to walk this back. This will be a bomb.
Oh, that's totally what they did.
Yeah,
I mean, they went back to
like,
come back.
Okay, they die now. Yeah. Well. Oh well. But yeah, shout outs to those cross Tekken heads. I guess LPN if you're out there.
Yeah.
That's like the one cross Tekken show I know. I actually haven't seen him say anything about this, so damn.
Yeah,
been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it was. He was. He mostly just promotes when it's on sale through Humble, because that's like the one place you can get it, like on Humble, because you couldn't buy it.
Humble.
Okay, so the problem is, this is a weird problem. The problem is that Street Fighter Cross Tekken, when it was available to buy on Steam, you could not buy it in every region. But the key activated in every region. So if you could get the key, you could play the game. So if you could not get it through Steam, you had to buy it through Humble, because they always had the keys. Very weird situation.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's how you always told people to get into Cross Tekken before that, and then you had to install the community patch because Game for Windows Live. So I hope they are actually like putting care into this.
That is entirely way too many layers of obfuscation to play like a
Fucking
million selling fighting game released by Capcom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird thing. So. Lots of fighting game news. I can't believe it. I was just like, wow, a lot of shit has happened. So look forward to that. And there's other stuff that I haven't even talked about, but
hold on. I just remembered that Cole from Infamous is in Street Fighter Cross Tekken on the PlayStation.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so
that is
what?
Thing.
Yeah.
He
Cole
is?
from Infinite.
Yeah, he is.
He was one of the. He was a special character for the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt
Was
you,
it-
but I just had
Was
like
it just a
time
Vita
bomb
like
go off in my
exclusive
brain.
or something else? Like,
There was something like that. There was also the two cats that
The
like
two cats were the
Sony was
Vita
using
Yeah.
as like
Yo, Cat
on the
Ryu?
game.
Cats.
Yeah, Cat Ryu had
No,
an Infinite.
Yeah, the Infinites. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so if you still somehow have a copy of the game, you can install the community patch and it unlocks those characters because they are in the data files on PC.
Oh, that is sick.
So you can play all of them.
Was it Mega Man Band too?
Yeah,
I think they fixed that.
I think
glitch,
Mega
though.
Man Orbital Elevator is my favorite like fighting game.
It still lives
of all
on.
time.
People reference it all the time still, and I don't feel like anyone even knows what the reference is anymore.
Fucking
Jesus
Orbital
Christ.
Elevator.
be like, my planet needs me. Fucking
Yeah.
Mega Man glitch.
Yeah, that one. That's right. Yeah. Oh man, wow.
Dude, that game had the worst infinite handling I've ever seen.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
it was
It didn't stop you from doing an infinite or anything. Just once you got to 99 hits, the combo just stopped.
Extremely funny
Yep.
game. I love games that are very funny. So you know what, Cross Tekken, I hope to see you again.
More games need to
someday.
be funny. You're right.
Yeah, for real.
It's just
Is
it's
this-
funny.
is this
I
what you
appreciated
like?
it.
That's why you like Fight of
Like
Animals
it-
so much.
Bro, I like Fight of Animals for a lot of reasons, but yeah, because it's funny.
But yeah, that's part of why I like Cross Tekken, because it knew, like, it released fucking Mega Man, right? Like, that shit is a joke. Like, it knew it was a joke. It it embraced that part. It embraced that kind of silly kind of shit, and that's going from SF4 to SFXT, and then to esports as fuck SF5, right? Like. Like the ramen bowl, I guess, is like the one little element. And I guess we had this conversation earlier about like, funny little things. And out of all the kind of more recent games, like SF5 has the most. But compared to
Not
like
by a lot.
past, But yeah, that's not even saying much. It's because other games have 0, and then SF5 has like a few little things, right? So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
which is funny because I was watching a video from Brian F where he said that Street Fighter 6 needs to have more stuff that's just for fun. He said that it needs to have big head mode, and I feel like that, and I feel like that kind of thing feeds back into games that were trying to be for like have weird, funny, wacky shit. Just kind of got like panned for being not serious enough. It was a different time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
People cared a lot about competition in that time.
How do people feel about joke characters?
I don't.
Yeah, like
I mean,
well, how do people think about Cat?
Okay.
I don't like joke characters, but I'm okay with characters that are funny.
You know what the thing is? I feel like nowadays you can't do it because a lot of people are just go so hard on roster that they'll be like shitting on the game just because it doesn't
Wasted
have like
roster
the character
slot?
they want. Yeah, exactly. Like they'll be
Yeah.
like that over fucking like. I feel like
I mean,
if
you
the
know what game does
world
it
will
right?
burn if Neko Art gets announced for fucking Type Lumina, dude. That
But the thing is like the main. I feel like the main problem with joke characters, especially, is that when those characters come out, they have either really dumb hurt boxes where you can't fucking hit them, or they're just too much of a meme to take serious. Like there's cases where joke characters like work. Like
yeah,
like if Annette comes out in Skullgirls, like a lot of the community is like, why the fuck do you put this character in the game? But it's like at least she's designed to still have a toolkit, etc. There's still design elements there. Where it's like yeah, once you see a cat version of freaking Arc, you're just getting memed on when she's calling a cell phone, and all of a sudden like there's other cat.
A
I
taxi
want
comes
that
out.
to be a real
Yeah,
character.
a taxi
Hey,
comes out, it's like you're
taxi.
just getting memed on.
Yeah. Well, like if the joke character just kind of hijacks like the game's identity, kind of how like Neko Arc really like popped off last year. I'm just like, dude, how do you guys know what Neko Arc is, but don't know what Melty Blood is? Like, I've started to see a lot of that on Twitter.
Yeah, that happens a lot now. I will say, I think people kind of refer to like good joke characters as Street Fighter V Dan. People are like, oh, this is a good joke character. So, I mean, something like that, I guess, is cool. But
yeah, it's like where there's still clearly a toolkit and mindset behind. Like this is a legitimate character. It's just that he's funny. Like
Yeah, like characters that are just funny. Like Chaos Code, I think, does it pretty well. Like there's characters in that game that are just funny, but there's no characters that are like, this character is a joke. Like their inclusion in the roster is a mean-spirited joke played on the players.
yeah, and that's why Neko Arc Chaos is going to be the next DLC character type of let's talk about Melty Blood. Melty Blood is the next game at Winter Gaiden. So, as we said at the beginning, we are recording in the middle of our Guilty Gear Strive weekend, and then following up will be our Melty Blood Type Lumina brackets. I do want to remind everyone that registration closes on Monday night. So that is, you basically have 2 days to sign up after this episode goes live. Let me look at our numbers. I do highly recommend, if you are in Europe, you are listening to our podcast, and you want to play Type Lumina, that you join the Melty Blood Type Lumina EU tournament. I think
Same with North America. I'm actually the North American TO, so yeah. If you want,
same with NA. I also see NA is also could use some more members. I am probably
North America streamer too. We're all North American crew actually here.
Yeah, we're all the NA crew.
Yeah.
Also, SEA has a 32-man bracket. What are we looking like for South America?
One of them is doing really good. The other one's kind of on the same.
South America looking at 17, and then let me see Brazil. Brazil is.
I think they're at like 30 something.
Brazil is at 24. So our biggest one is Southeast Asia right now. So yeah, I'm sure we'll have plenty to watch. But we are absolutely ready to receive you if you are looking to play. We did have a very healthy turnout for the Guilty Gear Strive weekend, and obviously people are hyped up for King of Fighters 15. But money in the pot for all these events, and
Matcherino codes everywhere.
Free Matcherino codes to redeem, free to enter. That reminds me. Is the SEA exhibition already done?
It is happening still right now.
Oh, it is still happening.
still
All right, so yeah, we will. we'll point you at the channel that is twitch.tv/airdasher_SEA. That is our SEA partner channel. They are doing a exhibition that is for first to fives in Type Lumina. So if you want to watch some action ahead of time, then check it out. SEA has been like really strong to watch. They've been super entertaining. So yeah, that is awesome. We will again reconvene for an episode that will be out on the 13th. So by then we should have more news on the Evo announcement. We should
be done with Winter Gaiden. That's a good
done
part.
with Winter Gaiden. Yeah, we will be wrapping up.
Mhm.
We'll have one more day. Because it'll be Sunday.
It'll literally be the last day.
Yeah, it'll be the last day, and we will hopefully have more to talk about in the future. So that is longer episode than usual. Appreciate you guys coming through. Again, if you are enjoying our content, check us out 956pro.com/YouTube. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you can find us there as well. On Twitter at 956productions. And this has been another episode. So see you guys next time.
Peace out, y'all.
Later.
Peace.